Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So today's video is kind of exciting and a bit different because it is going to be a Q&A, kind of just answering some questions that you guys have sent over on Instagram, and sort of just to kind of let you guys know a little bit more about me. So I have my iced coffee, which, fun fact, the number one thing you should probably know about me, I am obsessed with iced coffee. I drink one every single day, and I have a little setup in my kitchen because I love to make it. So grab a snack, grab an iced coffee, a tea, whatever you want to drink, and let's chat. Okay, so before I get started on the questions, I'll just let you guys know a little bit about me. So my name is Franny. Hi, welcome to my channel. I am 26 years old. I live in New York. I am married for about to be 2 years. The 6th of this month in October, so that's super duper exciting. I am the middle daughter of 3. I am currently working from home, so I do have a job and I am working from home due to Corona and, you know, everything that's going on right now. So I do have a full-time job, and I kind of have just been picking up YouTube as sort of, you know, a nice hobby to do on the side. And it's also kind of just nice because my husband does work like outside. He doesn't work from home, so I'm home alone a lot. So I really do like love to find new ways to stay entertained and things like that. So that's that. My hair is super curly, but I do like to straighten it a lot. So I'm kind of just trying to find new ways to kind of just keep my hair healthy while I'm doing both. I've been pretty lazy this week, which is why I've been wearing my hair curly so much, but I really do like how it's looking. So, you know, I get in these moods where I'm just like, oh my goodness, like I love my hair curly, let's stick to it. And then I'm just like, yeah, no, you know, you can't wear hats when your hair is curly, or I mean, it's just kind of difficult. And just, you know, I just kind of like how both hairstyles look. But yeah, my hair is naturally curly. I am Dominican, both my parents born and raised over there. I was born here, but Dominican for sure. What else is there to share? I love makeup. I love fashion. I love healthy eating. I'm kind of trying to be more healthy and incorporating a healthier lifestyle, kind of just starting with eating better, being more aware of what I'm putting into my body, and kind of just trying to stay fit by being active. And let me just tell you, that has been the longest journey ever, because I start and then I'm like, yes, I'm doing so good, and then I stop and then I'm just like, yep, okay, well, there's that. So, you know, I'm kind of just constantly trying to be or create this habit of being more healthy overall, which I really do love that I get to share that on YouTube, because as I try to find my journey in it, I want to be able to help any of you guys who are also struggling with trying to be fit or to eat healthier. Like, we can do this together. You help me, I help you. So that's pretty much that. I am Christian, a believer of God. We love Jesus here, worship, the Bible, that's all the vibe here. I am 110% sure that God is always in control of all of our lives. He's in control of everything that happens. He has a purpose and a plan for everything that happens to each and every one of us, and He is always with us. So that is always so hopeful for me, and I always try to input that and share that to those around me, that God is always there with you no matter how bad your situation may seem. He is always there, and always also just trying to be a reflection of that love to those who are around me. So I pretty much think I gave you guys a general summary of me and kind of like where I come from. I'm very artsy. I went to high school for art, so art has kind of just been always a part of my life, whether it's drawing or now makeup or even fashion or kind of just painting or photography. Like, it's always been a part of my life, which I really do enjoy. I love to do things like on my own, so sort of like DIYs are kind of like key for me. I do my own nails, I do my own hair, I cut my own hair, I kind of like I'm learning to tailor my own clothes. I just like to do things and learn how to do things on my own. I have a blog which is called FRANY'S Look. So if you guys want to see more lifestyle content, faith content, like I just kind of have that blog to sort of just share loads and loads of information that have been helpful to me, that I hope are also helpful to you, in order to, and also just kind of like research, reflections, just, you know, a whole bunch of stuff like that. So that is literally pretty much, you know, the gist of who I am. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you coming across my channel. Don't forget to share this with others, subscribe to the channel. There's tons and tons of content that I would love to share with you guys. And honestly, this channel is just an everyday girl like me sharing everyday things, and kind of just also just relying the message that, you know, you don't have to look a certain way to feel confident. You don't, you know, it doesn't have to be what society is telling you need to look like to be able to feel beautiful and confident and get things done. So that's kind of just what I want to be able to share with you guys, and that you feel when you watch these videos. Like some days you'll see me with no makeup, and that's okay. No one wakes up with a full face of makeup. Like that's just what it is. Listen, if you wake up feeling like you're ugly, okay, so what? There's other people that are the same exact way. If makeup makes you feel pretty, put on some makeup. If a nice outfit makes you feel pretty, put on a nice outfit. But I kind of just want to be able to transport, or have you just feel that realness and authenticity. Oh, I'm like mixing up my words. Authenticity of just being able to be like you're hanging with your girlfriend, like just realness here. So that's kind of just what I want to be able to share with you guys. So let's just get into some of the questions that I got, so that I can just answer some for you. So the first set of questions were kind of relating to marriage. So like I said, I've been married. It's gonna be 2 years tomorrow, which is so crazy because it went by so fast. Hold on, let me take a sip of my iced coffee. It went by so fast. But just a little quick recap of our story. We were dating for about 7 years when he proposed, and then we got married a year after. And like I said, I'm 26, so I was married at the age of 24. And my husband, I believe he is now in his early 30s, so he was about in his late 20s when we got married, so still pretty young. And one of the questions, or kind of just like, you know, statements, was advice on being young and being a newlywed. And it definitely is quite a journey to be married, but it's one that I feel so blessed to be able to do, because I see and I look around now, and I even tell my husband all the time, I'm like, honestly, if like I wasn't with you, I'd probably be alone, because it seems like it's just so challenging right now to be able to really find someone that gets you. But I am a strong believer that there is someone out there for everyone, and that everyone deserves to be loved and be with someone that truly cherishes them and loves them for who they are, not who they think they should be. So when it comes to advice on being young and being married, I would definitely just say, remember that although you guys are now one, you're still your individual person. So I think that can kind of be a little extreme for both sides, because some people feel like I am still young and I'm still married, but I'm still gonna do me. And then there's the complete opposite, where it's like, I'm married now, so like we have to do everything together. And I think that's kind of key, where it's like, yes, you are married, so of course, you know, both of your lives are now joined. That doesn't mean that you have to do everything together. And I really have found that to be something that has been so helpful for my husband and I, because although we do tons of stuff together, like we're around each other's friends, like we have a lot of mutual friends, so that is very helpful. But we also give our time to sort of just be able to do our own thing. And I think that helps so much, because it helps you cherish the moments when you are together, you know? Like for me, when I'm doing my work or I'm here from home and he's not here, I get to take advantage and have me time, but that just makes the time when he gets here so much more special, because I get to spend that time with him. Another advice that I would definitely give when it comes to just being newly married and even young or old or anything, is just understanding that marriage is a compromise, and it also is like, it's a commitment. I read a quote somewhere where it's just like, you know, to love is not, how is it that it went? Oh, I don't remember exactly. And I don't want to like say it incorrectly, but it was basically like saying like to love is a choice. You are in love with someone, but you're not always in that lovey-dovey mood with that person. They get you upset, and when they get you upset, they go from being the most beautiful or handsome person to being the ugliest person ever, because you're just like, I'm just so mad at you, I can't stand the sight of you, like I just can't even. And if you don't remember the commitment that you made, if you don't dwell on the things that you love about this person, or if there isn't something you actually do love about that person aside from the physical, those things fade. Or those are things that you can find in someone else, which easily can lead to cheating or you getting tired of this person. So when things get rough, which was another question, you know, like how do you get through the hard days, is understanding that you, when you said I do, or when you committed to this relationship, you committed to being with this person through the good and the bad. It's easy to do it through the good, but through the bad, that's the real test. And one thing that I do when, you know, you're kind of going through the hard patches is to dwell on the good, to dwell on, yeah, this person is doing this and it bothers me and oh, it gets me so upset. I don't want to even look at this person, but dwell on the good. And also just be reminded that no one's perfect. We all make mistakes, and communicating and compromising is key. If you do not let your spouse, your partner know what are the things that bother you, and they continue to do them, and you're getting upset about them, but you haven't spoken to them about them, they're never gonna know that it's bothering you. So that's something that for me was definitely something I had to learn, because I would just be like, he should already know that. I shouldn't have to tell him this, blah, 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 blah. But it would be the same thing that if I would have just addressed it to him and let him know, hey, when you do this, it bothers me, or when you don't do this, it bothers me. It's never gonna be resolved. So definitely communicating what you like, what you don't like, what are things that you would like your spouse to do, what are things you don't like that your spouse does. I think communicating is key, because that's the way that you guys get to understand each other. I feel like we don't even fully understand ourselves. So how can we expect someone to fully understand us or to read our minds? So I definitely would suggest that just creating a relationship where communication is key, and where you guys can, you know, take some time and just be like, hey, you know, I just want to talk about how this made me feel, or, you know, when you did this, it made me feel this way, just so that way they're more aware of your feelings, they're more aware of what are things that make you feel a certain way, and how you guys can work from there as well. And when I say too that marriage is compromised, and not just marriage, any relationship, is because things don't always go your way, and they shouldn't always go your way, because now it's two people making decisions as one. So you have to be able to compromise, and in compromise, that means listening to what your partner has to say, why your partner wants to do, what they want to do, and try and find a way that works for you both. Whether that is, okay, we'll do it your way this way, but the next time it's gonna be mine, or you wanna do this and I wanna do this, let's find the middle, is so, so, so important. So definitely just being able to compromise on things, and being able to just have fun and do the little things for each other. I think the little things are so important. Understanding each other's love languages, so that way you know how he likes to be loved and he knows how you like to be loved, and that way you guys can show affection to each other in a way that really makes such a big difference. So I can go on and on and on about marriage. So if you guys would like to see a video even just on that and ask questions on it, I would love to talk about it. Like I said, I just have 2 years experience, but I have, you know, learned a lot, and I also do think that every relationship can contribute so much to help other relationships. So I think it's key, and the main thing that we love to do as we are both believers is we always pray over our relationship, and we ask that God be the center of our relationship, so that as we love God, we can love each other. Because I do think that, like I said, no one's perfect. We all make mistakes, and it's so easy to just want to drop someone when they do something that, you know, doesn't please you, or does something that goes against something that you wanted to do. But when you have that love for God, and you understand that the commitment that you made is to this person and also before God, it kind of just makes you reflect on how God's love and forgiveness is with you, and now you can also then show and reflect that to your spouse. So that's that on marriage. We'll move on to the next category, which was fashion. So someone asked, what are fashion trends I like or don't like? And I don't even know necessarily like how I sort of feel about trends, because I mean, yeah, trends are everywhere. You kind of just see like what everyone's constantly wearing or what brand is everyone constantly wearing. So right now is fall, so you know, everyone is kind of just pulling out their boots and their coats and all things like that. So I do like to look on Instagram and Pinterest for inspiration when it comes to outfit ideas. And for me, it's kind of just more of like color combinations, because that's kind of the style in my fashion that I'm kind of looking into. But I guess we can say some trends that I've been seeing now that I really have been loving is just like the chunkier boot. I'm like obsessed with it, and I love that, like, although heels are still a big part in a girl's closet, we're kind of transitioning more into like more flat shoes. So we're seeing like a lot more like platform shoes, which kind of still give you some height, but it's not with the skinny heel, so they're more comfortable to wear. I've been seeing kind of like the chunkier like combat boot style over the knee boots, which are really cute. I've also been seeing like the slit pants and leggings style or trend that has been going around, which I kind of find those interesting. I actually DIY'd some of my pants and some of my jeans, and I did the little slit to it, and that's just kind of like a slit in the ankle part, and it kind of just, it's so crazy. It's something so minor, but it makes such a big difference because it kind of just like dresses it up for some odd reason. It's I don't even know how to explain it, but it really does. I like that. I've been obsessed with like the oversized trend, where it's like pretty much everything is oversized, and right now for fall and for winter is like the perfect time to do that, because you can definitely layer pieces and things like that. For trends that I don't like, I don't necessarily like even know, because I don't like, I'll just see a picture or multiple pictures of like kind of like the same style, and just I wouldn't necessarily just be like, yeah, I don't like that. I just wouldn't like it's like my eyes just don't even pick up on it. I kind of just scroll through like pictures and things, and my eye just navigates towards things that I like. So I've been seeing sort of like this like sweater vest type of like outfit style that kind of is like a knit vest that you can kind of put over t-shirts or like dressier button downs and things like that. I don't necessarily know if I like it or I don't. It's kind of intriguing to me. So I kind of want to like get one and sort of just see how I would sort of style it to see, you know, if I would like it or not. There's also other things that I've sort of been seeing with like layered jewelry, which I've been kind of like obsessed with, but not like excessive jewelry, which I've seen too. And I guess that's something I can sort of say I don't necessarily like, where it's like just too much. Like you have like 1,000 necklaces on and like 1,000 rings. And for me, that's just not my style. I do like the jewelry aspect of it, and just having like some pieces to sort of just dress up your basics. Like even just this outfit, like I'm just wearing a regular like male oversized sweatshirt, and without the necklace or even like dressing anything up, it kind of is just like, you know, just a plain sweatshirt, but just adding, you know, a little cute necklace that has some detail to it or that is unique, putting some super cute earrings, accessorizing, and just putting some rings, kind of just dresses it up. So I do love the jewelry aspect for that, just not like the over or excessive look. So that's sort of some fashion trends that I can say I kind of like. I don't necessarily focus on trends that I don't like, but if you guys are interested in that, I will make the effort to look at things that I'll just be like, I kind of don't like that so much. So that's that. The next like kind of category of questions that I got were centered around eating healthy and kind of like tips for beginners for when it comes into fitness. And I am not the most fit or like, you know, healthy person, but I am trying. And that's kind of just the goal that I try to put out there. It's just to try. And for a beginner, I would definitely just say making minor changes. Cutting out soda if that's something that you drink. Walking instead of taking the elevator. Looking at the nutritional facts behind things that you typically like to eat to see how much sugar is in there, how much sodium, and just becoming aware. For me, while I was working out, I would just see, like, even being on the treadmill or the elliptical, first of all, to burn like 100 calories takes forever and it hurts so much. So that was just something that for me brought awareness to calories. So instead of it just being a regular number, I would kind of just equate the food that I would eat to how much it would take to burn that. So if I would see like a bag of potato chips and it would say like 350 calories, in my mind I'm just like, a bag of potato chips, just eating that is gonna be like me running on the treadmill for like an hour and a half at the speed of like 7.5. So it's, for me, I was just like, it's just not worth it. So little by little, I kind of just started putting off kind of like processed foods and like snacks. And like I said, don't get me wrong, like I still eat them, just not the way that I used to eat them before. I used to have a pack of cookies because cookies are my weakness. I love cookies, especially chocolate chip cookies, freshly baked out the oven. Love it. But I, once again, started noticing, I'm like, dude, you're going to the gym and you're like running and working out for nothing because eating 2 cookies, you just made up all of that, So I started to just be more aware of what I was eating and how, especially when you eat processed and junk food, you're literally eating empty calories. You're getting no like health benefits from it. Mostly doesn't even have any protein, doesn't have anything like that. So I would just say kind of just educating yourself on the things that you typically eat and are you even getting any health benefits out of it? And if not, finding replacements. So that's also something else that I started looking into, like if I like cream cheese or, something like that. What is a healthier or other replacement that I can do? And like, for example, for that one, for a recipe, I saw that hummus was a good replacement. So, just looking into replacements like that can be super helpful. Drinking a lot more water, cutting out empty calories such as juices, sodas, things like that, that really just don't do any good for your body. And for me, my main motivation and target, like I said, I'm 26 years old. I would love to have kids someday. And I know that the snapback process for after you give birth to a child is super hard, especially if you don't already have sort of like a healthy fitness routine prior. So I really am just trying to get my body, up and active before having a child so that when it comes to that snapback process, obviously your body will never go back to what it used to, but it can be a lot easier if you already have, built a habit of eating healthier and also just being a bit more fit. So that's sort of my motivation for me, and also just to be healthier. I feel sluggish when I eat things that are kind of crappy. So I want to feel better. Drinking water helps so much with your skin. There's so many health benefits and body benefits with eating your veggies. And it's funny because it's like you remember your parents telling you this when you were younger and you're like, ugh, like I don't want to eat carrots, I don't want to eat this, I don't want to eat celery. But as you get older and you start doing your research, you start noticing how good they are for you. So I would definitely suggest just doing your research on it, finding which fruit or which veggie, which veggie or which carb you would like, and just incorporate that and start replacing your bad and processed foods with those. And so the last category, and I'll quickly finish this because this video is like 24 minutes long already, is just questions about living in New York. So I love and hate living in New York. I was born and raised in New York, and the reason why I say I wouldn't say I hate living in New York. I just don't like that New York is so overly populated. Like that's the main con of New York. There's just so many people everywhere. Like there's just too much. It's too much. But that also makes it a pro because there's so much culture here. There's so much diversity. There's so many food options. There's transportation. It's not like one of these places where you can't get around if you don't have a car. I mean, well, obviously, depending where you are. There's transportation that can pretty much take you anywhere. There's so many activities to do. You have Broadway, you have shows, you have ice skating rinks, you have activities all over the place. You have Brooklyn, you have Queens. Like, there's just so much to do, which is amazing, but there's always so many people. So if that's something that, you know, you're into and you like I said, I was born and raised here, so I got my experience with it, and I don't live in an area, thank God, that is so overly populated. So I do kind of get the quiet, which, you know, being born and raised, we lived in an area that was kind of really crowded because it was also near the Yankee Stadium, and also just different other areas where there was just a lot of people. So every time there was a game, there was crazy traffic and stuff like that. So it was always constant noise. So just being in a place where it's quiet is so nice. But then I do miss the city because, like I said, in quieter places, things tend to like close earlier. There's not things that are open 24/7. There's not that many activities to do. Whereas in the city, it's literally the city that never sleeps. If you want to do something at 1 o'clock in the morning, you'll find a karaoke bar. You'll find something to be able to do. So it's pretty awesome for that because there's just so much. I feel like there's so much opportunity there to job-wise, career-wise, to be able to do things. There's just so much history in New York. So there's a lot that is definitely a pro. But like I said, the main con is definitely just that there's so many people and it's overpopulated, which makes it expensive to live in because there's so many people. But overall, it is a great city to live in. But I'm definitely like in the mindset of like, okay, like I got enough of it. I'm ready to like go live in the middle of nowhere and be surrounded by grass and the sky. So that is that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, getting to know a little bit more about me. Feel free to ask more questions. I would not mind filming more of these Q&As. I think this was so much fun, just sitting down and talking to you as if you were literally right in front of me. I hope that you guys have an amazing day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.